What comes to mind when you think of roller skating? Concrete ramps and skate parks? Glitter balls and banging disco beats? Instagram videos of fancy footwork? Chances are, at some point in your life, you have laced up a set of boots and attempted to wobble around a skate park or rink. And as any newbie will tell you, the hardest part of roller skating is the ground. But still we persist. So what's the appeal of the wheel? People Skate Glasgow are a group of jam skaters who found one another during the COVID pandemic in 2020.
It honestly changed my life, especially because of lockdown. I always say that it helped me keep sane.
I met them all when I was out skating, so one person sees another person skating, then you'll start chatting and get to know each other, and then before we knew it, we had a group chat of about 150 people, didn't we? It was pretty mad.
It seems like a city that's very antithetical to roller skating because again there's no good spaces to skate outside. It seemed like a really weird place for a community like this to grow, and the fact that there's even a history of roller skating in Glasgow absolutely blew my mind.
Roller skating has its origins in the world of theatre. It was developed in the late 18th century to mimic ice skating on stage. The earliest skates were of the inline style with all four wheels in a row, a bit like an ice skate. Quad skates with the wheels on the corners of the shoes arrived in the 1860s. These allowed skaters to turn and pivot more easily. Roller skating has a long history in Glasgow. The earliest known rink was established in 1876 and they used the Green Dyke Drill Hall. At this time, indoor spaces were preferred for skating, and not just because of the weather. Before tarmac and concrete surfaces, our roads and public spaces were mostly bumpy cobbles or beaten earth, hardly ideal for skating. 3 more venues swiftly followed and Glasgow was hooked. The next wave of roller mania hit in 1909 and Glasgow committed in grand style. By 1911, there were over 20 rinks spread across the city, from Shettleston to Springburn and Rutherglen to White Inch. A tiny handful of venues still survive from that era, including Bostock's Zoo Rink, now home to the Chinatown Market and Restaurant building on New City Road. Skating was a fun way to socialise, and rinks provided a form of escapism and healthy exercise, where skaters and spectators could be entertained by brass bands, special events and displays of fancy skating. Women too found their freedom in the rink. By the early 1900s, there had been some relaxation to the tight social norms that dictated acceptable pursuits for middle-class ladies. Rinks were a safe, informal and fun place where they could gather with their friends without judgment.
When I think back, sometimes I can't believe I'm out dancing in front of people in the street. I would never have thought a couple of years ago that I would have came out and done this. So it's given me so much more confidence as well.
There's nothing more fun than skating around and having a little kid look at you like you're a Disney princess. And it's if one day you could be like me, if you just ask your parents nicely for a pair of skates or something like that.
One such skater was Glasgow-born Dolly Mitchell. Mitchell hailed from Pollokshields on the south side of the city. She specialised in trick, fancy and acrobatic skating. In 1909, at the age of 14, she became an instructor for the Zoo Rink in Glasgow. Dolly's impressive skating abilities were lauded in the press. Skating remained popular throughout the 20th century, especially among children. However, it was the rise of disco in the 1970s that heralded the next great wave, this time enhanced with sequins, glitter and spandex. Nights such as Roller-Rama and Fantasia at the Barrowland Ballroom opened in the 1980s, and this catered for the new craze of disco and skating.
We're we're doing something that like so many people before us have done, and like we get to be connected with them just by putting on our skates. We're all doing it for the same reasons. We love dancing, we love going really fast, we love like having the attention of onlookers and everything like that.
We're a part of it now, so like going forward, we'll be part of the heritage, I guess, like in years to come, maybe.
Skating is once again having a moment, with gyms and other indoor activities being put on hold during the first wave of the pandemic in 2020. Some retailers reported that the demand for skates rose by over 1,000% in 2020. Will it last? Who knows? Those shiny new boots might end up at the top of the wardrobe, but history tells us we won't need to wait long before we get our skates back on.